It's Patrick from the Screenplay app, the app for student screenwriters. Let's talk about Shakespeare and screenwriting. As many of you know, Shakespeare is the godfather of storytelling. Here's the question. If Shakespeare were a screenwriter working in Hollywood today, what type of films or stories do you think he would write? I say this because, we're in a time where it's superhero movies. Everything's about superhero, which is fine. They are some of the best films and stories out there. They're blockbusters. Shakespeare is known to write dramatic, cerebral love stories and tragic stories and so on. If you think about it though, today's movies, they're more of a popcorn, turn off your brain. Do you think Shakespeare would actually write those type of popcorn movies? Let's just say Shakespeare had a bad route, meaning his last few films were just too smart for today's audiences, and right now his agent dropped him. He's living somewhere in North Hollywood in an apartment. He's broke. Do you think he would break and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to write me some mindless stories so that way I could make some money and get my audience back. Do you think that is something Shakespeare would do? Of course, we're having fun. I'm curious, I think about these things sometimes. If Shakespeare was alive today, what kind of stuff would he be writing? Would he be more of a Michael Bay type of, artist? Or would he be more of a Quentin Tarantino type of artist? Quentin Tarantino, he cares about his art. He doesn't care what anybody says. He just does his stuff. Michael Bay, he cares more about money. Okay, if you're a Michael Bay fan, please do not come at me. The Transformers movies were okay. Yeah, so would Shakespeare make a Transformer movie? I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. Shakespeare, okay, some might argue that when Shakespeare was writing back in the days, he was writing popcorn stories. As you know, Shakespeare, when he wrote for big theater houses. He wrote for major audiences. So perhaps, maybe what Michael Bay is today, Shakespeare was back then. I don't know. Who knows? If you think about it, though, I've said this before. Most stories are based on Shakespeare's work anyway, right? In superhero movies today, they have the same elements as Shakespeare, stories do. One superhero movie I think that borrowed a lot from Shakespeare is Infinity War. Okay, I'm going to go on a tangent here. Infinity War, I believe, is a much superior film than Endgame. I'm going to tell you why. When I saw Infinity War, I said to myself, okay, specifically the ending. The whole entire film was crazy. The ending, I said to myself, wait a second. Did that really happen? The ending was incredible. When I talk about tragic ending, that was a tragic ending. Shakespeare would have been proud of this type of ending. I'm talking about what bold move to kill off. Oh, first of all, I'm pretty sure you saw Infinity War by now, so spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Okay. Spoiler alert, done. Infinity War actually killed off a majority of their characters. I'm talking about huge characters. I said to myself, first of all, even before everything led to the ending, the Infinity War was just one of those films where it was so well crafted. I'm talking about it built up, the middle and the end. It was just amazing. So when that ending happened, I said to myself, no way, no way, no way, no way. Oh, it happened. If I could go back in time, I would not see Endgame. I'm going to tell you why. Because the ending to Infinity War to me was perfect. I knew this wasn't going to stick only because there's money to be made. I knew Endgame was going to bring back all these characters because obviously it's a business. The film industry is a business industry. There's no way they was going to keep those characters dead. Knowing that, I said to myself, I remember leading up to Endgame, I said to myself, okay, the ending for Infinity War was so perfect. Do not go and watch Endgame. Do not go and watch Endgame because if you go watch Endgame, it's going to ruin the ending for Infinity War for you. That was my mindset. Obviously, the build-up of Endgame was just too crazy. I just had to watch it. And just as I thought, Endgame brought back all these characters. And oh my God, I said, oh, why? I mean, I knew why because, they had to make money. These characters, they kind of have to keep going. If I could go back in time, I would not watch Endgame. I would be happy not knowing what happened. Obviously, I was going to hear about, what happened to it because people was going to talk about it. At least it would have been just things I've heard and not seen. Right now, when I watch Infinity War, the ending is not that impactful to me because I know those characters will eventually come back. Infinity War is still a great film. The ending made it a almost perfect film. And because Endgame took that ending away from me, I don't look at Infinity War the same way I looked at it. At least I still have that memory of when I first seen that ending. It was just amazing. You might be someone out there who loves Endgame, which is fine. That's great. I just think that Infinity War is a much more superior film than Endgame. As such, Infinity War is the story that I think Shakespeare would have written because of the way it ended. So yeah, I'm curious to know what current films right now that you think Shakespeare would be proud of. Okay, this may be controversial. Please don't hate me for this. If Endgame did not exist, Infinity War would have been a masterpiece. Okay, so yeah. That is what I thought Shakespeare would be doing. I think he would still be writing compelling dramas. It's just that he would be writing them for the superhero movie. He would be writing Infinity War type of movies. He would be writing Joker type of movies. That's the stories I think if Shakespeare was a working screenwriter today, that's the type of stories I think he would be writing. Like this video if you thought Infinity War had the best ending ever, or subscribe if you thought Endgame had the best ending ever. If you think about writing your first screenplay, go to your favorite app store, download Screenplay app today. Fade out.